Hi, hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about the benefits and the drawbacks of going to a foreign country or moving to a foreign country in order to study or improve a language. If at any moment you feel like you have a question or anything else that you would like to discuss, you can use the part down below here where you can ask questions, or if you are watching this when it's not live anymore, if it's a recorded video, you can leave your comment as a comment. Also, I'm very sorry for my voice. I have not been feeling very well, so that's fine. So let's start talking about the pros. So the first thing that I want to address is the benefit of obviously being able to practice the language, which is absolutely great. Now, the only problem with going abroad and being able to speak the language is that unless you surround yourself with a lot of people, or in general with people who are either English or who speaks English but do not speak your native language, then you will end up just hanging out with people who are from your native country. And so let's say you are Italian and you go to England or America, and instead of hanging out with English or American people, you stay with Italians. Now, obviously, you will understand that that is completely useless because you went abroad to, of course, meet new people, but to practice language. You're not going to practice a language if your friends are from your native country. So don't do that. You need to make an effort in order to surround yourself with native speakers and people who do not speak your native language. Another pro is the fact that you can get out of your fence zone, of your comfort zone. And why is that? Because obviously, when you are abroad, there are some circumstances where you are kind of forced to speak the language. When we are at home in our native country, we sometimes don't want to do things that we know might benefit us in terms of improving the language. So, for example, speaking. Many people say, my goal is to improve my speaking skills, and then when I ask them if they practice speaking, they say no. When you are abroad, you are forced to speak, because when you get to the airport, they might ask you to see your visa. When you are buying groceries at Tesco, Waitrose or whatever, and you can't find the garlic, you will have to ask someone for the garlic. So you are going to kind of be forced to do what you don't want to do. So to get out of your comfort zone, and that is what is going to help you improve. Remember that if you continue doing what you've always done, you're not going to improve. That's the truth. I'm here to speak my truth. If you continue doing something that you've always done, but clearly has not worked because you're trying to do something different, then there is no point in continue doing what doesn't work. So obviously, trying to find a way of getting out of your fenced garden can be very useful, and going abroad obviously is a way of doing that. Another good thing about being abroad is that you get to not only obviously see and revise and learn your vocabulary, but because obviously I truly do think that you can do that at home by reading, by listening, by having a speaking teacher, by having a speaking partner, so without even paying for it, by watching a film, whatever, and then revising your words using flashcards, for example. However, when you are abroad, you are always surrounded by words, and sometimes also very practical words, because people, I've noticed, tend to study, that particular idiom, like the last straw or whatever, and then they never use it. But then they go to IKEA and they need, I don't know, a desk, and they don't know how to say that. And they need a hanger and they have no idea how to say that. But obviously, when you are abroad, you are surrounded by those terms. Now, let me give you a piece of advice in case you are not abroad, you cannot afford to go abroad, but you still want to do that. So you still want to learn practical things, like practical words, like hanger. Go to IKEA, but instead of going to ikea.it.ru. whatever your country is, go to ikea.uk. And you will see that the words are not in Italian anymore, not in Russian anymore. They are going to be in English. The description of the products are going to be in English. Do this for IKEA. Instead of going to, if you're Italian, great. Don't go to Esselunga for your groceries to see the words. Go to Waitrose or Tesco or Sainsbury. And you will see, again, the words, the descriptions of the products are going to be in English. Now, if you want me to send you the names of these places that I've just mentioned, please send me a message later or now, so I can give you a direct link so you don't have to do the work. Obviously, very obvious things such as visiting amazing places and meet new people and experience a new culture. Now, what I want to say here is it's I don't want to offend anyone, but I've met people, I'm thinking of 3 people, they moved to England, 3 people. 2 of them moved to London, 1 of them moved to Edinburgh, and they had never been to either of those cities. So they came here for a year, and after 2 months they realized, this is not what I expected. I don't like this. I don't like London. I don't like England. I hate Edinburgh. The weather is terrible. The food is disgusting. I don't like the people. What I want you to do is visit the city for a few days, for a week if you can, before moving for 3 months, a year or more. Because if you don't, you will regret it. If you don't visit the city prior to moving abroad, you will regret it if you don't like it. But obviously, you will see amazing places and meet new people and things like that. Now, let's, I see her. Let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to see all the people who are participating. I don't want to get distracted. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Oh, I see you now. Hi. How are you? I'm so happy to see you.
Mm,
How are you today?
Very well. And with my new hair.
I love it. I love it. I'm so happy to see your face. I see so many people saying hi, but I can't see your face like that. Anyway, so I'm curious to know what you think about this, because not everybody might know, but we work together and your English is really impressive. So I want to know what you think about the idea of having to move to a new country in order to learn to speak a new language or improve the language.
Well, to be honest, I think it's a beautiful experience, but it can be tricky if you don't consider a lot of things before moving to another country, and especially to England, as far as changes in the last few years have been brought up. I don't know if you agree with me, but I'm pretty sure you can agree with me.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
No, yes, I agree. It's a beautiful experience, but please think about it before you do that. Just don't just jump into it being like, yes, great, let's do it. Think about it and reflect upon it before doing.
Yes, yes. I agree, because you have to consider a lot of issues and a lot of challenges, and of course consider the reason why you are going to leave, because it's a prior for me. I don't know for other people, but what are you doing there? What do you think you will leave? Are you sharing a flat with someone? Are you going abroad to study, to work, and to meet friends? I don't know. There are so different reasons, and for every reason, there are different things to consider, because experiences might be negative or detrimental, or I don't know what.
No, you're absolutely right. Yes, you have no idea how many people come here in England and then they realize, Jesus, the cost of living is disgustingly high. And I didn't.
Yeah.
Because you didn't do your research. That's why you didn't know. It's pretty obvious. Like if you Google it, you will know. But you have to.
Yeah.
So you. Yeah, absolutely. Great. Perfect. Okay. Can you think of like a good pro and a good drawback of moving? Well, not moving for a long period of time, but like going abroad for a little bit to study a language.
Well, the first pro is independence,
Mm-hmm.
of course, and not just human independence, but also language speaking independence. And of course, you will see that your fear to be judged
Yes.
will vanish if you move abroad and you start speaking with native speakers. And the first drawback, I am, maybe you can feel homesick for the very first period. I don't know if you are feeling this kind of things, but I don't know, maybe you know.
And
But yes, maybe homesickness.
yeah.
For the very few months.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I feel more, for me, it wasn't really at the beginning. At the beginning, I was so excited. I was so happy. Then I went back for Christmas. I came back and I was like, ooh, I don't want to go back to Italy, but I missed that a little bit. So I was more homesick after Christmas than at the beginning in September when I moved in, which might be.
Yeah, and what about your cats?
What? Exactly. So I came back and I saw them and I was like, can you please come to England with me? It was hard.
Yeah. I can feel you.
Right? But anyway, well, like homesickness is something that,
Yeah.
comes and goes for the majority of the people. If it doesn't, there might be a problem and you might have to reflect upon it because there might be a reason why you feel so.
Yeah,
Maybe, but like moving somewhere else is not, it's not for you. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
of course.
Right. Yeah, I see. Like, same for me. Okay, great. Good to see that. And thank you, Laura, for the compliment. Very happy.
Hi, Laura. Hi.
Thank you very, very much. Oops. No. So I get distracted with the names and I can't see your face anymore then. Okay, how do I do this? Okay. The other, like, I would say cons, because obviously I have a very strong opinion about this, but obviously then everybody can do whatever they want, and this is just my experience and what I've seen from a few students of mine that then went abroad for a little bit of time, and didn't really see the results that they wanted to see. But obviously this is my own experience and everybody can do what they want. So another few cons that I thought about is not being able to be corrected, because especially here in England, they are very polite. They would never correct you, not in a million years. They would never say, oh, this is not how you say that. They wouldn't say, oh, it's one of the last straws. Oh, no, that's not how you say it. It's the last straw. So if you're coming here expecting to be corrected, it's not going to happen. I don't know. Have you ever been to England or like another country to study English? I don't remember.
A couple of months to the Isle of Wight
Oh, right.
while I was attending
Yeah, I
university.
remember.
Don't you remember? We talked about it.
Yes, I remember that.
Mhm.
So but you attended a course to do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was working as a waiter as a waitress in a bed and breakfast, and then in the afternoon I attended an English course. It was real fun, and uh, you are right. People don't correct you because it's not polite to do it. Can we say it?
No, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't correct someone who is trying to speak Italian and they make a mistake. I wouldn't be like, that's wrong. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Not even in a polite way, because they are trying their best. I don't want to do that. I don't want to discourage them. So I don't.
Yeah.
So yes, that's one of the things that one need to consider. And then the last things that I wanted to mention is, as you said before, like, you need to consider why you're coming here and what you're going to do when you come here. So are you going to work? And if so, are you going to find a job before you come here or when you're still at home? And what kind of job do you need in order to pay for the time you stay in the city, etc.? And that is not so easy to do as a foreign person, because sometimes we're not exactly appreciated. I know it's terrible to say, but yeah. You're right. You're right. We just need to correct someone who puts pineapple on pizzas. Let me tell you, my mother puts pineapple on pizza and she's Italian. That's disgusting. I'm embarrassed, but you're right. Absolutely. So how did you find your job as a waitress in when you went there?
It was not a real job because I was invited by a mutual friend, and this couple, Jeremy and Fiona, were supposed to open this bed and breakfast, and I was a sort of it was a sort of try,
Okay.
in order to see if the job could be the right thing for me. And so I stayed there 20 days, and I was supposed to help Fiona with the breakfast. She was terrible in cooking cookies early in the morning. She
Oh,
So I baked cookies and biscuits and things like that. And I remember that there was a parrot in the cage in the living room, and this parrot was always repeating, "I'm gorgeous, I'm gorgeous,"
I
and
love that.
he was he was able to cough like Jeremy. Jeremy was a hard smoker, and he smoked 2 packets of cigarettes a day, and he usually coughs. And the parrot repeats this coughing, "I'm gorgeous, I'm gorgeous."
No.
It was so fun.
Oh, I
It is, yes, it is one of my best memories of that period to the Isle of Wight.
that is so beautiful. I've never heard such a funny story about someone going abroad. I love it. I love it. It's very nice. Wow. Um, okay, and the last thing, obviously, I'm reading my notes, but I came prepared. And the last thing, which is kind of related to the job, is finding somewhere to stay prior to coming here. Obviously, if you're coming like to study in a school, it's easier because it will probably provide you with an accommodation. But if they don't, you need to do the work on your own. And depending on the city, it might be easier or not. And sometimes, like London, for example, I speak for about London because that's what I know about. But like London, some areas, I wouldn't exactly live there. And maybe as a foreign person, you wouldn't know. And so you end up there and you're like, Jesus, I can't even go out at night because I'm scared. That's not good. So you need to do your research well ahead of time in order to be prepared. So at the end of the day, I would say that I don't think people really need to go abroad. I think that people, I'll just say it. I think that people make excuses. They always want something else. They always want to try something new. But then when I say, oh, so for example, what's your goal? Oh, it's to speak. I see that your sister is here. uh, my goal is to speak better. And I'm like, great. So do you speak with someone? And they're like, no, but I want to go abroad. And I'm like, I don't see the connection here. So I'm trying to give you a very easy solution, which is start by speaking on your own. And you tell me, no, I need to go abroad. I need to spend 3,000 euros to go to America to speak. Do you think you will have the same opportunities in America as you have here? Do you think that moving to a different country will give you more opportunities? I don't think so. I think that you need to start here where you are right now. And then you might think, oh, yeah, I might want to also, I might also want to try this abroad thing. What do you think about that?
Well, I think you're right. Maybe I think you are right, because so many people think that moving abroad is just, ooh, I don't know, but you have to consider a lot of things, as we have just said before, and you must consider the fact that you have to do a lot of practice before, because even if you are a beginner, it doesn't mean that you can't go to London
Absolutely.
for a period of time. But you should step out of your comfort zone and try to do the best to overcome this kind of difficulty, because speaking is not hell. Speaking is not fear of judgment. Speaking is just communicating with real people in real life. And otherwise, you can stay at home.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. And also, like, considering what you just said about judgment, even if people judge you, like, then what? Okay.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
But judging me? Like, what do I do with your opinion? Nothing. I don't care about it. Judge me all you want. I will stick to my plan and continue doing what I do. Bye. So try not to be scared about what people think about you and your mistakes and things like that. It really doesn't matter. No, absolutely. Okay, great. I don't have any more points on my list. It was really nice to chat with you. And do you want to add anything else that we didn't touch upon?
Maybe people might find it useful to start an English course before, and to find an English pad to speak before thinking of moving abroad.
Yeah.
And there are so many opportunities also in Italy using the social media to find a lot of courses and a lot of speaking groups to improve your speaking and to challenge yourself.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Don't try to make your life more difficult by saying, I need to go abroad. Start here, and then you can consider going abroad. Because if you start making your life more difficult, you will end up quitting, because you will be like, oh no, it's too complicated. You made it more complicated than you need it to be. So don't do that. I'm sure that everybody has the potential of improving, learning a language and then improving. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. So yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Thank you for that point. Great. So thank you very much for coming here. So thank you, Sally, for joining us, and thank you to all the people who joined us as well, and to all of those who will see the recording. I wish you a very nice evening. Is that, yeah, it's 6:30 there. It's 5:30 here. So yes, an evening basically now. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I was reading the comments. Okay. Thank you very much then. Bye bye.
Bye.